So you realize that there is a strong correlation between the quality infrastructure and the country's economy performance and the country's export capacity. So this means we have data to demonstrate that certifications and accreditation in general can help the sustainability. That means something very serious. So if we have the data, we can demonstrate that we are working in the direction of the Agenda 2020. I think it is very useful because we need data to understand the trends and to drive the change. We saw some data from the research. So, for example, we see an increase of 19% of the CBs from since 2018. So it's a good, it's an important increase. We will see what happens now this year with the pandemic. But I'd like to point out also other two elements that are very important. So you realize that there is a strong correlation between the quality infrastructure and the country's economy performance and the country's export capacity. So you detected that there is this huge correlation. I have to say that also in ACCREDIA we realized that there is this correlation. You know that we have a database since 20 years so far, and I have to thank you also my colleagues Alessandro Nisi that is so keen and expert in this kind of statistics. I can give some data to understand. We realized that with the Italian Institute of Statistics that the 15% of the Italian companies that export have a certified management system. That is not a lot, 15%. However, this 15% represents the 53% of the total value of export. So there is a correlation between export and certification. As also Ulrich said before, it's not clear who comes first. If because these are certified can export, or because they export, they are also good in other things. But however, there is a correlation. To give you an overview of what we are doing, we have in Italy a database of 150,000 companies for management system, certified management system, 120,000 certification of person, and 3,000 of products just started. This allowed us to do many statistics. So I think that what we are doing now is just only a starting of the process that has to be done. It's really starting. I understand that it's difficult in the worldwide level to have data that are very detailed, but I'd like to give you some ideas of what you can do with data when you have data. For example, we demonstrated with some research that the certification council, that mean all our activities, generated an overall value of 10 billion euro in the period 2013-2015. So we have been able to demonstrate this. For example, thanks to the environmental certification certified companies, they reduced the greenhouse emission of average of 6.9% with respect of companies that don't have certification. This means saving 7 million tons of carbons annual equivalent. Another example is regarding the energy. The development of energy certification helped reduce primary energy consumption of 1% per year. That contributes to reduction of 6 million tons of carbon. And I think this one is the last that is more important, that organization holding occupational health and safety management system certification endure fewer and less serious workplace injuries compared to those with the same characteristics but without certification. Injuries are in average of 60% fewer, and the severity of injuries sustained is 40 lower than the not certified equivalents. So this means sustainability. We have data to demonstrate that certifications and accreditation in general can help the sustainability. That means something very serious. It means poverty, means injured people, means environment. So if we have the data, we can demonstrate that we are working in the direction of the Agenda 2030. We are doing this in Italy. You can imagine what will happen when this will be done worldwide? There is also the project, is still running, but it's just at the beginning, the IAF database for managing system. Can you imagine how powerful this system could be for institute of the research like you represent? And this is just only for managing system. We are starting also to think about product. Everybody knows about the face mask. It's a product. Nobody has the real value of what's happening on this. So this is just an example. And we will see what will happen also for the certification person. So data are important. And so we thank you for initiative like this. And these are important because they underline the value of the quality infrastructure. And this demonstrate that we are a good support for the regulators, that are increasing more and more the use of quality infrastructure to help their politics. So the data that I saw at the beginning, that we have a 19% of certification body more than the previous years, means that this system is used more and more. And this because we are able to demonstrate the value of this. So thank you for this initiative, and that I hope that in the next meetings we will see more data connected to the quality infrastructure.